What is up, good luck? I hope you all are having such a blessed day today. And let's just dive into the newest controversy going on at the Olympics. And that is this image you see on the screen. A lot of people took this as the Olympics mocking God, about them mocking one of the most religious depictions ever, which is the Last Supper. And honestly, I can see where they would make the association. There's definitely a lot of people in similar positions as that historic painting. But I really want to hear what you guys have to think about it. The Olympics came out and they were talking about how this wasn't a depiction of the Last Supper, that it's actually a depiction of an ancient Dutch painting called The Feast of the Gods. And I it's hard for me to say because like I'm an artist myself, right? So I can completely understand when someone takes your art and turns it into something it was never intended to be interpreted as, like and to just, play both sides. I can see how this woman's arm right here kind of lines up. But this person, it should be behind the table, and facing the wrong direction. So, but besides that, I mean, there's really not a whole lot in common with this Feast of the Gods. There's um, here's another picture of it. So, I can definitely see how people would think that painting looks very similar to the Last Supper. I mean, it's it's kind of hard not to see the similarities. I don't know. I honestly want to hear what you all have to think about it because I all I can kind of say is that I feel like people have had it, as in they are completely seeing how demonic the world has become. So even if this wasn't intended to be an absolute like crime against Christianity, honestly, for them to take what is such a prestigious platform like the Olympics. I was just talking to my family because we watched the opening ceremonies together with like the horse on the water and all that. And I was saying how I wish we had more events like the Olympics that brought the whole world together. More things that could have like the ability for us to come together as an entire planet. I think is such a powerful um, event. I mean, like, there's really nothing else like the Olympics because of that. Please let me know. Are there other events where the whole world comes together? Because I feel like we're really missing that cooperation. In a lot of ways, I wish countries could just be more collaborative. And it's like it's a fun event. Growing up, the Olympics were always like this an amazing. It's the pinnacle of athleticism. You got to see everyone from on like take the NBA for example, everyone on the team gets to come together and you get to see like LeBron James play with Steph Curry, play like all your favorite people come together and play. And I think there's something really beautiful about this collaboration and just kind of putting down the individual teams, not putting down, but just like rising above the individual teams and coming together as a nation. And it'd be cool if we could all come together as a world, right? So I think that was what was so devastating is that they took this platform, which is an opportunity for us to really come together, and it's been used as division. I think people are just very upset with the over sexualization. I think there's a lot of sexuality going on that used to not be present, we'll say, and I mean, I'm very much into expression and being able to, choose kind of like what life you want to live. I'm really into like the freedom of choice, but at the same time, I feel like that more than anything, more than this being, um, you know, a pretty, I mean, I see why people are saying this is the Last Supper, but at the same time, more than that, I think they're just fed up. So even if this wasn't, a straight attack at Christianity, I feel like people are just now just they've had it up to here. Everything is being overly sexualized and just kind of. I think a lot of Christians feel targeted. I feel like there's this whole commentary coming out about how they're weak, about how like other religions wouldn't stand for this, and that in some ways it feels like they feel targeted. Christians feel targeted, and I mean, like, I don't know. I really want to leave this open ended for you guys. I mean, because like at the end of the day, it is art, so it is open to interpretation, and what the artist intended has some significance. I really do put a little bit of grace on what the artist was intending, but on the flip side of that, art is really what the viewer takes from it as well. And if a lot of people are feeling attacked and like they're like religiously insulted, then the artist should take that into consideration too. I just feel like in a lot of ways people are just kind of fed up with um this whole you know energy that's coming through and attacking religion, because in some ways, like, if you want to get conspiratorial, religion is one of the last things that's keeping the government and just like the deep state from really getting in and being that higher power. If you can separate people from their higher power, it is so much easier to control them, to get them to do immoral acts, and just kind of be a battery in the matrix. If you want to get super conspiratorial, right? Um, so I feel like a lot of people feel attacked. I feel like people feel like this is an attack from the Matrix, if you want to call it, or just the government, or just at the very least, just trying to separate people from what makes them strong. People's religious beliefs can turn them into a superhuman. Like I've seen it. I've seen people have so much more will and strength and be able to organize people on a level that is almost impossible as an individual through the power of God, through the power of Jesus, through the power of Christianity. And just like I feel like a lot of people feel attacked. So I'm kind of just still processing everything. I'm unfortunately one of those people that takes a long time to process information. I wish I was quick. I wish I could just be like, "Oh, see it. This is my, in-depth analysis on it." But realistically, I'm still kind of just unraveling everything. Um, if I were to finally say which one it looks more like, it's really hard to say, honestly. I would say it looks more like the Last Supper comparatively to the Feast of the Gods. It it definitely reminds me, like, this is the Feast of the Gods. This is the Last Supper. It looks more like the Last Supper. If I were to be honest, it looks more like the Last Supper than the Feast of the Gods. I get why they would do the Feast of the Gods because they're at the Olympics, right? That it has to do with that same like I get it. I'm just saying I completely understand why people took it the way they did, and at the end of the day, hurt people will make all sorts of, associations. Like if you've been hurt, like I feel like a lot of people in society feel like their religion is being attacked and stuff like that, then even when if someone's mean to you and you're like, oh, and you're like build up some trauma from that and you continue on in the world, and then someone else maybe not trying to be as mean but still is just like says something to you, you might lash out at them because of your previous attacks, right? Because of your previous traumas. And I feel in some ways this is like built up, like even more so than you know just this, even though like the Last Supper is like one of the most sacred images you could like make fun of in a way. um I still feel like there's a lot of trauma that people have feel persecuted. They do feel attacked. They do feel like their religion is being hypersexualized and just they're being persecuted, you know, in different types of ways. And I feel like that is causing them to have such a a reaction to this. But like I said, I'm an artist, so I'm still trying to just understand everything. I'm trying to understand where the artist is coming from. I'm trying to understand just like different people's perspectives. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of people are upset, and that's not what you'd want from an event where everyone's coming together. Like if this was just a gallery exhibition or a museum, that had this, I mean, it might be in poor taste. It might be like disrespectful. You could even say sinful. Like I understand all that, but for it to be at the Olympics, something that's supposed to unify the world, for them to put on display something that ended up being so divisive, I think is a really poor misstep. I think that they should be looking for unity, especially in this time when there's so much turmoil going on. They should be really looking to bring it all together. And maybe that's what they did. Maybe they were trying to just be like inclusive and just maybe they had good intentions, but honestly, I think it is completely disturbing a lot of people and turning people away from the Olympics, which is like the last thing we should be doing. Honestly, we should be looking to unite the world and bring peace and love in the form of raw athleticism and just everyone rooting for their country and other people's countries. I know people that have like dual citizenship, so they like root for multiple countries, and it's like beautiful. Honestly, it's like it can be a beautiful thing. So I'm just personally disturbed that they made it religious in a negative way. If you, it's always been religious, but for them to really like take aim and to make a mockery of this in a way. I mean, and I only say that because that's how people are taking it. I'm sure other people didn't even, it just like went over their head and they're just like having fun with it. But I think a lot of people are really upset. Let me know in the comments below. How do you feel about that? Honestly, I need some feedback. I need some outside perspectives to help me just get a view on this, because it's really, honestly, I just feel sad. I just love the Olympics. I grew up thinking it was really a fun and unifying event, and now I'm feeling like it's been kind of hijacked to just be divisive at the very least. I don't know what the agenda is. I just know it's dividing people, and I am all about unifying people, not dividing people. I think we should be spreading way more love and a lot less just agendas. It just feels like everyone's got their own agendas, and it really is sad to see what used to be really pure and enjoyable things get turned into something that has kind of like this subtle, darkness to it. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great day. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it. I'm definitely not saying I'm right on this. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'd love to hear your guys' perspective on it. As always, I hope you're having a great day. What's your favorite Olympic sport? They're adding all sorts of new sports into the Olympics. Should they have a religious event? Could they do something like Bible related, where you have to like I don't know exactly, like a trivia kind of thing? I don't know. This is just, I'm brainstorming. I'm just brainstorming. But if we're gonna take it in a religious direction, could be cool. Maybe if done properly, correct? I don't know. I'm just brainstorming right now. Hope you guys are having a great day today, a very blessed day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.